It's Colts Law. I'm Lawrence Owen. We're talking about the Indianapolis Colts and things to watch for this Sunday, week 1, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of stuff to watch for. Why? Because there's a whole bunch of unknowns about this team, right? There is offensively, defensively, even special teams. There are things we need to keep an eye on. Let's start off with special teams. First off, my goodness, Rigo missed, how much time? Because he was running in practice and tore. What? All right. Now, he looked pretty good in preseason, looked pretty good in training camp. Still got to see what he looks like in game. I have faith he's going to look the same as he did prior. Speaking of special teams, Matt Gay, our kicker, the highest paid kicker in the NFL. All right. Didn't get to see a lot of him during preseason, but what we did, he missed some really short chip shots. Dude, we're paying you a freaking ton of money. You shouldn't miss those kind of balls. All right? Shouldn't miss those kind of kicks. Let's keep an eye. Week 1, make those kicks. Every point counts in this league. Every point. Let's keep an eye on the defense. Defensively, 2 things I want to keep an eye. Actually, there's a few things I want to keep an eye on. First off, what's our pass rush going to look like? We've got pretty much the same defensive line. Just flip a couple guys out, right? We got Samson Ebukam coming in for Yannick Ngakoue. They looked really, really good in preseason. Really good, but that's preseason. Everything's vanilla, right? Blocking schemes on offense, pass rush schemes on defense are, got to see. What's it going to look like? And not just the starters, all right? Because depth is so important across the defensive line because you use those, flip guys in and out consistently to keep everybody fresh. So you have the same intensity of pass rush, in the fourth quarter or the final 2 minutes of the game as you can have opening kickoff, right? So we got to see how good that depth is across the board. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty solid, but we're going to need it to be, and we got to see this Sunday. Secondary. I know. Inexperience. A lot of inexperience right now with our secondary. Doesn't mean they're going to be bad. Doesn't mean they're going to be good. I like what I've seen in preseason. Like what I saw in training camp. All right. They practiced against 3 teams in preseason. The Colts, they practice against the Colts. They practice against the Eagles. They practice against the Bears. And then, of course, you throw on the preseason games. It's also Buffalo, right? Now, they didn't get to practice all against starters. There wasn't a whole lot of starters being practiced against during preseason. So, now they did practice against them, when it comes to the Bears and the Eagles. They practice against starters. And according to a lot of reports, from what I saw while they were in Philly, they got burned a lot, right, on some deep throws. So we need to see, guys, Jacksonville Jaguars, they got an offense. They got a passing attack. They got some really good weapons in the passing game. Our cornerbacks need to show us something. They don't have to be perfect every single snap. But I want to see them be able to come away with a win on 3rd and longs, right? Though that's the important, that is the really, really important down. 3rd and longs. Get off the field on 3rd and long. If your pass rush and your run stopping is able to put them in that position, you have to capitalize, get off the field so that your offense can get out there and put some points on the board. That's what's very, very important defensively. Offensively, we can't have these drops. We've seen a few drops during the preseason by different people. Alec Pierce had a couple drops, right? Josh Downs, the guy who is supposed to be a great route runner and really good hands, had a key drop in a preseason game. We got to see these guys come away with hands that we can rely on. We just watched the Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Detroit Lions. Now, no offense, Detroit looked pretty good in that game. But there was like 7 drops by wide receivers, by the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers. Now, Patrick Mahomes didn't look his most accurate the entire game. But good Lord, had, those guys actually made those catches, we could be talking a completely different scenario here. And that's how it is with the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson is not going to be 100% accurate on every single throw that he does. So you're going to have to help him out. When he does throw an accurate pass, don't drop it. All right? Catch that stinking thing. Make him, help him out. When you're able to make a play, make it. Offensive line. There's been some questions across that as well, especially the starters. Starters are all playing this Sunday. You're going to have to do a fantastic job, okay? I need to see a bounce back from last season. Now, at the end of the year, you guys look pretty good. Didn't look horrible, okay? Will Fries and Bernhard Raimann, Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Braden Smith, the whole line, all of you, get out there and look like an actual competent unit that is playing together. Whether it's out there blocking for your running backs or protecting your quarterback, you got to be able to do a competent job out there. Okay, are you going to win every rep? Absolutely not. The guys across from you, on the defense, they're getting paid too, right, to play this game. But I want you to win the majority of your reps. I want you to we got to keep an eye on that. So let's get a good look at that. I have a tight ends. I want to see what to watch for when it comes to, what kind of personnel packages is Shane Steichen and Jim Bob Cooter throwing out there, right? When it comes to tight ends, are we going to see a lot of 2 tight end packages, 3 tight end packages? Oh my goodness, could there be a 4 tight end package with a single running back? I don't know, but it's possible. And this could be something that we could really keep an eye on, because this could mean that the Indianapolis Colts will be utilizing their tight ends more than what we've even seen in the past. All right, running backs, Zach Moss, right? Deion Jackson, Evan Hall. I know there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. Everyone thinks the weight is on Anthony Richardson's shoulders. It's really on the shoulders of these running backs and the offensive line. That's where I see the weight, because those are the 2 position groups that are going to help Anthony Richardson out the most. Protecting him and getting good gains in the run game. All right? You got to be able, when it's time for you to run the ball, you got to see some open lanes, hit them, get positive yards. Don't put your quarterback in 3rd and long situations where you're putting the weight of the game on his shoulders. The running backs and the offensive line, that's what's important. If you're called to block for him in the passing game and you need to, make sure you get the right guy and block him out. Now, obviously, we're all going to be watching Anthony Richardson. Not just Colts fans, but the NFL as whole. Media, fans, everybody is watching Anthony Richardson. And we're not expecting him to play a perfect game. But we do want to see him show us why he was picked 4th overall in a meaningful game during the regular season. And this is meaningful. The Colts haven't won week 1 in eons. Let's try to get that accomplished, right? Now, does he have to be, like I said, he doesn't have to be perfect. But let's limit some of the bad throws. Okay? Continue with this time to throw. thing that you got going on here, where it's 1.7 seconds. Colts fans are not used to that. Over the course of the last, I don't know, 15 years, you know, since Andrew Luck was drafted, so not 15, 11, right? The Colts have been sitting there with like 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 seconds to throw. This 1.7 second thing that we're seeing from you from preseason is, holy crap, an amazing thing that we're not used to, let alone, you know, the ability that you could just take off and run, right? Over the last few years, we haven't seen that either. So keep up with getting through your progressions, not staring down receivers, getting rid of the football quickly, because that's going to help you out a ton. That's going to, if you're able to get that time to throw, keep it at like 1.7 seconds, that's going to demoralize the pass rush of the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? That's going to demoralize them. And be like, we don't have time to get to you. I mean, come on. Now, occasionally you're going to have to hold the football occasionally a little bit longer because you're going to want to take that deep shot, and you got to let that route progress, which I understand. I'm just saying, on average, get through your progressions, get rid of the football, get it to the open guy. That's what I want to see from Anthony Richardson. You guys here watching, appreciate each and every one of you. I'm glad that you made it all the way to the end. Please smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time we go live or upload a video. And check out all of the links in the description of this video, like my Patreon, Streamlabs, merch shop, all those other things. And let me know in the comments what you are most looking forward to, what you want to see the most out of your Indianapolis Colts this Sunday against Jacksonville. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen, and I want you to have a good one.